Hoy hoy, welcome to the Borderline Hooligans podcast. I am Brennan. Right across from me is Alex.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Next to him, hey, that's my line. Next to him is Brady.
Reasoned.
And next to him is Aaron. Well, boys,
What a way to start.
I just got some foam on my
Did you just
I
lick
thought you just
the
licked
pop
your...
filter?
Yes, I got some
Jesus.
foam in my pot filter. So
What a
I
way
had
to start.
lick it.
Hey, what can we say besides
jeez.
welcome to the podcast, I guess?
Yeah, we're just christening by fire right now. So I think right off, we should lead with Alex's unique headwear that he's got on right now.
Well, yeah.
I'd like to slap it off his head right now, but
I like to see them being hot pink and being on Brady's head instead. Because we did talk about this.
I can't remember why we mentioned that, but I'm also very
Something about
forgetful,
your
so
fucking hentai collection or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but
We
I
called you.
don't know. It was a pretty funny segment, though.
I thought so. And I was gonna wait for the moment that Brady forgot about it.
I
so.
think it would the ears themselves aren't the part that bug me. I don't know if it's just the dinosaur taped to the top or I think it's the dinosaur. I really
Yep.
do.
If
So,
that was the
uh,
dinosaur from fucking Toy Story, I would probably stop.
No.
I'd probably be crying, laughing right now.
What was that guy's name? Rex.
Rex.
Yeah.
Rex.
Nope, this is Larry.
Larry? Oh, fuck Larry.
So for those of you at home, I'm sure we're going to have a picture on the socials about
We could-
this.
We could put a picture on the socials. Just either we're gonna blur out my face or the headphones.
We can put him on Baron.
And basically, it's
Baron's our fucking model.
Yeah.
Anytime we have something that's freaking photo Baron.
Yeah, you just gotta have
Baron.
Baron doing it.
it's our
Fucking
regular
bear.
headset, but it's got like a set of cat ears on it and a little plastic toy dinosaur
Taped to
on
the
there as
top.
well. So,
Yeah.
Can you move its head, or does that not move? Because right now its head's...
oh no!
there
Oh
we
my
go.
lord!
Okay,
He's
I
a-
was gonna say it was looking straight up into the fucking light, like how Baron was last week.
Aaron, you shouldn't have said that. Now he's in attack mode.
His mouth moves as well, shit.
And his arms and his tail.
I have to mention, just mentioning the word Larry reminds me. So I'm pretty, yeah, it's from SpongeBob.
The word what?
Larry, when he mentioned
Oh.
Larry's name, the whole
Larry the
living
Bob.
like Larry thing from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I remember when we took our DC trip in 8th grade, we had a bus driver named Larry, and literally just randomly,
I remember this.
we would just be like,
Living
living like
like
Larry. We loved that guy. He was
that guy
sweet.
was awesome.
Oh, you're going to talk about Larry the Cable Guy for a second.
No.
I do remember you talking about that guy.
Living like Larry. I loved that. Those were the days. DC trip was a trip. That's all I can say
The
about
only
that.
thing I really remember was who the fuck were we? Were we performing a oh, what the fuck are they called? When someone gets possessed by a demon.
Exorcism?
Yeah,
Yeah,
weren't
there
we
we-
doing that with like you? Like,
Yes, I actually
wasn't one of our roommates beating the shit out of you with a Bible?
Actually, I was the Bible beater.
Oh, you were beating him.
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember who was beating who with the Bible, but
That's
it was
the-
a great time.
Oh,
It's like the only thing I remember, and then your little makeshift bed where you left a note saying, "Please don't touch any of your stuff."
I don't know if I did that.
You did. I remember it.
No, I think you're getting that mixed up with so the last night that we were there, we piled together all of our spare change from the week and we put it in a pile and left a note for the room service, or not the room service, the cleaning ladies.
But for context, for people
Are
listening
you
to the
100%
podcast,
sure they're ladies, or are you just assuming their gender?
assuming their gender.
Well,
wow.
this was also like
14.
2014, so that was before that all kind of started, I think.
Yeah,
But-
but you just now assumed their gender.
For anybody-
2022.
listening to the podcast, I just want to mention that me and Alex were both in the same grade in school, and Brennan and Aaron were both in the same grade in school. So one after the other. You know, we didn't go to DC in the same year.
And
Yeah.
Baron graduated in 1985.
Aaron's an old dude.
Yes,
Baron?
he is.
He's seen some shit.
He's wise.
Yes.
Very.
He served 3 tours. Did you know that?
Fucking where?
3 doors.
How the fuck you get there?
Well,
Look at him. He's
I
like
mean-
half paralyzed.
He was a part of the military.
Hey,
Obviously,
hey,
I mean-
they cut off his knees from an explosion.
obviously,
Don't
he
you know he's paralyzed from the neck down?
I mean,
Tease him.
Why
he's
is
a
his
polar
head
bear,
moving?
so I think he served with like
Are
Russian
you
special
sure? Are
ops
we
or
sure this
something.
thing's alive?
He's also kind of old and losing it. So
Okay, kind of old. You said what?
he graduated.
Graduated in 85. That's the same year my dad graduated. You asshole.
No, but didn't your
Or
dad
83,
graduate?
one of
Once
the
it-
two.
yeah.
Imagine your dad if in his 20s he was paralyzed from the neck down. Do you think he'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna be
chipper.
very active."
Well, first off, if he was paralyzed from his neck down, I want to be here right now because I don't think he would have been able to get it up.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nut.
Jeez, I'm
smooth
kinda
taste.
forgot that was
There's
still
been
there.
like 3 episodes since we used to.
That's
not
good.
button.
That's a good use of that.
I was trying to find a way to work it in there. I'm like, oh,
I also remember from DC that your brother Aaron twerked on stage.
You know,
Nut.
what's
I
something-
remember
You know
that.
what's something funny?
I should have waited.
Nut.
You know what's funny? The next year when we went, I was on the podium and I got asked the same question, except I didn't fucking twerk because I'm not an idiot.
So
Oh,
Cam, he claims that he didn't know what twerking was when he did it.
No, he 100%.
He most
Oh, yeah.
definitely did.
Most
I
definitely.
just remember like him doing that, and that was like the talk of our DC trip for a while.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys remember that time Cam twerked on stage? Like,
Side note,
remember-
he fucking texted me. He's like, hey, you guys are telling so many stories with me involved. He's like, why don't you just have me on the podcast? I'm like, we don't have enough microphones, jackass. He's
Well-
like, well, can't I just use my gaming one? I'm like, Cam, we're professionals.
really?
Oh,
we have pop
yes.
filters and everything, you jackass. That's a good segue.
Hey,
if you
Yeah,
hey,
ask
can
there
we
you
me.
cut
go.
that stuff out too? Like,
No, we're keeping it. We're keeping from here on out. So, what do you guys?
You guys want to know? Okay. Sorry, but this weekend I had a wedding I went to.
yes.
I had
Yeah.
a great fucking time. It was a good
I
wedding.
think I
My
know
brother
where this
was
is
there
going.
for some reason.
You think so?
Oh, I think I do. Yeah.
I haven't talked to you about the wedding or anything.
Oh, but it's the fire alarm.
How the fuck do you know?
You're just gonna have to explain this.
His
None
mom
of us
was
were
in
there.
Huh?
His mom's in the choir,
Oh.
so we heard about it for her.
Oh.
Well, you're gonna have to explain it to
Okay.
us.
Yeah, so anyways, it was really funny. We're all dancing on the dance floor, having a great time and whatever. And all of a sudden, like you look around, you see flashing lights. We're like, it's not like flashing DJ lights either. No, it's coming from the fire alarms. We're like, what the fuck? I was like, whatever, I'm just going to ignore it. And then like DJ's like, all right, everybody outside, fire alarms. We're like, oh fuck. And so everybody walks outside, and then we wait for the firemen to get there. And it was so funny because Savannah's brother and the bride wanted to get a picture together because they're cousins. And they're literally about to get this picture, and they're looking at this kid. And they're like, are you really about to pull this fire alarm? And they're like, don't do it, kid. And they just say, down goes the fire alarm. And they're like, motherfucker.
So the bride actually watched this kid.
This kid pulled down the fire
Pull the
alarm,
fire
at
alarm.
the reception. But the fire truck came, had the lights on, and they got some really badass pictures with the fire truck.
Hey,
That's a good
cool.
point. That'd be a
That's cool.
story they'll talk about for a
Oh,
while.
for
I'm
sure. I mean, I saw some of the pictures. They looked phenomenal.
If I ever get married, I leave it up to you 3 to make that night unforgettable.
I thought you were gonna say I leave it up to you 3 to pull the fire alarm.
You don't know the best part about that?
You can't repeat it.
When we all went back inside, the DJ started playing Fire Burning by Sean Kingston. Somebody call 911.
I mean, if I was the DJ, I would just run off like a string of 5 songs about fire. Like just
Ring of Fire.
yeah, like any
Ring
fire
of
song I
fire.
could think of. Just
That
right in a row.
reminds me. So the other day at work, one of the guys I work with, he found this little radio and roll off, and it only works when he would hold down the button on the front. It's like something was messed up with the dial. It looks
was-
like a vintage radio, but it was new, but it was made to look that way. And so he was like walking around this like playing random music on it. Well, then he sat it on just like a post in one of our buildings, and it was just sat there. And it was lit up, but it doesn't play any music. And all of a sudden, I'm just walking through the building, and all of a sudden, it just starts playing directly at the beginning of Ring of Fire. I was like, okay.
For the listeners, the button he was holding was like the tune dial.
Something was broken in it.
Yeah. Obviously.
It's amazing what people recycle.
That wasn't recycled.
It was definitely amazing what people, not recycle, but just get rid of.
Yeah.
Period.
Like working TVs, Xboxes, PS4s.
I believe this TV that we are looking at right now is from
Yeah,
it is.
Yep.
I think
Came
almost
from
all the TVs within this house
All
are.
besides one.
two.
Two.
One I'm using as a monitor on my computer.
I see.
So technicality, I guess.
But how many of them are within this house did you get from work?
Too fucking many.
Too fucking. Hey, if they work
Two.
though,
I only got two.
Okay,
think
one
it's
too
two.
many.
No,
half.
we've used it. We used it just 2 weekends ago. We used it. We
Yeah.
played some D&D after our Darty.
Yeah, I was trying to make a joke, so fuck you.
Hey, you want to talk about our Darty? What the fuck
my.
happened after that?
That
Well,
was
I
a
don't-
great day.
That was awesome.
I will just say that I don't remember much after a certain time.
Really?
So
We could tell.
Yeah.
So as you guys all know, we talked about going to the bar and having a little day drinking festival. And Brennan started early, ended late, and got super fucked up playing D&D, where it got to the point where we literally had to stop playing because Brennan was passed the fuck out.
Yeah, he was just sitting
Hey.
over there dozing off.
We were
I
we
was
were-
tired.
in combat and would get to his turn, and his character's name is Frostbeard. So I was going Frostbeard, and he'd just be sitting there.
Meh.
Pass the fuck.
You basically had to
out.
yell Frostbeard to wake
I had
him
to
up.
wake him up.
I
each
was
time.
tired.
I don't blame you.
No, you were drunk.
hey,
Well,
listen here. I stacked hay, came right home, mowed the lawn, had 4 beers between all that. Did not hydrate with water at all,
And
and then I came right up after a shower. And
Sounds
then
like a lot of
did that.
excuses to me.
One of my favorite things is whenever like my dad, when he was younger, he used to be able to day drink.
Mhm.
When he does it nowadays, like he is ready to go to bed super early.
Fucked up at 3 o'clock.
It's
6
barely
o'clock rolls
dark
around,
out.
Man, I am ready for fucking bed.
He's ready to go home, and I can always tell when it's getting to that point because he squints. And
I
he
can
gets
picture that
really
right
quiet.
now.
He doesn't talk anymore. He's done talking. And then I just ask him like, "Are you ready to go home?" And he goes, "Yep, I'm ready." Just squinting.
Turns Asian for half a day.
You always know. And every year for our, we go to this big, I guess you'd call it a swap meet. And we go there in the morning, and then usually around lunchtime or whatever, we on our way home, well, we take way out of our way, but we go to several bars on the way home, and I'm usually the designated driver, and everybody else drinks.
It's always a time.
It's like the one time a year my dad day drinks, and every single year I feel like dad's ready to go home like 9 o'clock at the latest. He's just done.
I'm just imagining your dad squinting because I never seen an Asian man with a red beard. So
So does that mean we go to this gun raffle in August? Am I gonna see your dad squint?
Usually doesn't
Um,
drink during the day of that
Okay.
raffle.
Yeah, especially if it's as hot as it was this
Say
past
last year
year.
it was
Yeah.
real hot. It was water all day.
I mean, they sounded great, but they're gonna go right through you. I mean, you're gonna sweat them right out, and it's just
Yeah, you're gonna get
shit.
My
way
dad-
too drunk.
Usually he tries to stay away from the whole day drinking thing nowadays. Yeah, but if it was that hot, we would have had problems.
Okay, so Brady, how bad was my DMing on Saturday? Since you were the only sober one there.
It would seem pretty normal. I don't think it was that bad.
Okay,
did you feel pretty good? Were you fucked up?
I was fucked up.
I was really fucked up this past weekend.
What'd you do?
the wedding.
Oh,
I was guessing that one.
We started right after church at like 3:30, and we didn't get home till about 11:30 midnight. Captain and Coke is so fucking tasty.
That's the way to go, right
That's the
there.
way to
yeah.
go because they had Michelob Ultra and Busch Light there. I'm like,
Hmm.
I don't
Nah.
drink either one of those.
I want some flavor.
yeah.
They had some raspberry drink that they made. It was so fucking sour. I couldn't deal with it.
Say a couple of those, and you're gonna turn it over. It's like,
Yeah, it's why I stick to my Captain and Coke. I think it was the drunkest I've ever been without throwing up. Pretty impressed with
Good.
myself.
I don't know. I have no idea when the drunkest I've been without throwing up.
I can tell you the drunkest I have been and threw up.
Same.
I can't.
Well, no, you never gotten drunk
Brady,
before.
shut the fuck up. You sober asshole.
Every once in a great while, I have to admit this about myself. I hate it, but being the guy that doesn't drink, I feel like I'm the vegan in the room. Like the vegan always needs to state that, hey, just so you know, I'm vegan. Like I feel like it's the same premise, and I hate it.
Brady, you want a beer?
No.
now, obviously, you know that this opens you up for plenty of vegan jokes in the future.
I'm
And I
definitely
would
not
say
vegan though.
you opened this door for yourself.
I'm just mentioning that, like, I feel like I can equate them to each other. I feel like I mention it too much. But the thing is, alcohol around here it's
It's a
everywhere.
very normal thing.
It's fucking Ohio. What else is there to do?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Well, I feel like
For fuck's
I feel like at least once a week, I feel like somebody's like, "Hey, I'm buying beer. You want a beer?" And it's like, "I know I don't drink. You don't drink," and then I gotta explain the whole thing.
And honestly, like, it's like a
religion?
5 or 6 county thing
Yeah.
around here where we're like the top counties in the whole state. It's like, boop, 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 like we're all like the tops in terms of
And-
drinking.
And a lot of us are contenders for top in the U.S. as
Yeah.
well. So
Now, Wisconsin, like the whole state of Wisconsin, I hear is pretty
Yeah, they go
hard on their
hard.
drinking. So
If
we might not
there's-
be able to best them, but
that's fine. We can best any Canadian. I'm happy.
no.
When I do want to mention, just to tell a story about your brother, I guess. I remember
Oh, Jesus Christ.
senior
Here we go
camp
again.
out. Your brother kind of bailed me out on this one. They wanted me to drink so bad. And they just kept like, "Come on, drink a beer. We know you don't drink, but drink. Come on, you'll drink." And I remember your brother was just like, "Hey guys, just leave him alone." Like his mom's super strict about it, even though my mom's not. It didn't matter. And he was just like backing me up and making up lies so that they would stop asking me. And I was just like, "Thanks. I really appreciate it because I needed
I'm
them
not
to shut
allowed
up."
to because mommy says no.
Damn it.
Listen here.
I also just want to put it out there that it was not like our friend group that was pressuring him.
Oh man, it was
Yeah,
all kinds of
yeah.
people.
It was
their whole
like,
class.
yeah, it was like the rest of the
It was
class.
getting to be annoying. A bunch of drunk people. They get old sometimes. You know that?
Yeah.
They can be fun sometimes. Other
mean,
times, not so much.
Hey.
I would assume when you're a vegan, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen here.
So, do you want to tell a story about what happened that Saturday night at our senior camp out? You're better at it than I am.
Which one? I'm sure there's.
Yeah,
a
I'm
few.
sure there's multiple stories. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The deal.
Just
I remember you got
What?
The
slapped.
deal. Well, yeah, multiple times.
the deal.
Okay, hold on. So, at that time, I found myself wanting to drink more, but kind of passing out.
Oh, I know. I don't
And
know.
I had an adrenaline thing where if I get slapped,
Mm.
adrenaline kicks in and I can
Mm.
go longer. So I think it was
Oh.
like 10 times that night that I got slapped in order to keep drinking.
I'm pretty sure I slapped you at another party and
Oh, multiple people
Oh,
have.
yeah.
I think I've done that before too. Yeah.
I've
like,
done it once.
it's just an odd thing. Hey, slap me.
I mean, he gave me the option to. I might as well.
it reminds me of that fucking ASDF movie on YouTube. Quick, shoot me in the face.
I remember senior camp out. I showed up, and you were already drunk, Alex. And
Per usual.
yeah. They've been day drinking and all this stuff. And
Of course.
Alex goes, "If you go to my truck and grab my cooler of beer right now, I will do you a favor, whatever you want." And I was just like, okay,
Suck
like
this
even
dick.
no, even before he said, "Do me any favor," he could have just been,
Vegans are into
"Hey,
weird
do you
shit."
mind going and grabbing my cooler?" Like it was 50 yards away. It wasn't even that far. I don't even know why he couldn't do it himself. And I was like, sure, I guess. So then later that night, He is having an argument with one of the girls in my class.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he will not shut the fuck up. And I know everybody, like, he's not nothing.
I'm
against
getting
you.
annoying.
You're just drunk. You're getting
Yeah,
annoying. And everybody's like, man, this guy needs to shut up. And I go, Alex, you remember that favor earlier that you said you'd do me? Yeah, like, now just stop. And he was just like, okay. And that was the end of it. It worked. Like,
I'm a man of my word.
that was like the worst way I could have used that favor. I could have actually, gotten some benefit out of it, but I just figured this was the moment to use it on.
I mean, it was a very good time to use it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Senior camp out was a blast, though. Good time. I remember everybody was pissed at me, though, because that Saturday I didn't wear my senior camp out shirt.
Hated that shirt. Was
Still have it. I like it.
I still got ours.
well, I
same,
guess
yeah.
the reason I
Yours
hate it.
is the best.
They are pretty cool, aren't
Those are
they?
sweet.
The 69 fluid ounces on there.
Yes.
I like beer branding. Don't like beer. Like beer branding. It's weird. But
It sucks ass because we graduated with 67 kids instead of 69.
Yeah, 2 guys had to ruin that for us.
Assholes.
Your design.
Inconsiderate douchebags. May I add.
Inconsiderate
For the viewers.
assholes.
Their class had a design modeled after natural light.
Hey, you do it. Good.
Yes, I know.
Was it natural light? I had no
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
idea.
It was
I just
Natty
knew it
Light,
was
yeah.
supposed to look like a beer can. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And
It's fucking
Natty
hot
Light.
in here.
It said it had 69 fluid ounces at the bottom, and it was sweet. I was a huge fan of their shirt. Our shirts, it was unoriginal, but
Well, the reason I hate it is because we didn't get t-shirts. We got bro tanks. I hate bro tanks.
Oh, that's what we got. Well, we had the option of either.
Yeah,
t-shirt
they
or
didn't
a
give
thing.
us an option, or senior council, whatever. It was, hey, everyone vote, bro tanks or t-shirt.
I liked our Coolie cups.
Our coolie cups are cool.
I think it's like
I
it
never
says
got
something
one.
like beer
Never got
pong,
one?
get your balls wet or something, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I've
I
got
guess
2. You want one?
Fucking A, I do.
What did your Coolie cups have?
So it's got like same sort of thing on the front, like the same thing on our shirt.
Mhm.
Then on the back, oh shit, it's got like a fake government warning about drinking, basically.
I like that.
that's
funny.
clever.
Who designed your stuff? Well, I
like,
don't name my name, I guess.
Let's discuss it later.
We
Chicken
go
butt.
back to talk about senior camp out or
I don't fucking know.
I remember that Alex was part of stealing borrowing a shopping
No,
cart.
We stole it.
No, you brought it back, so it's borrowing.
Borrowing without
It's-
permission.
Yeah, borrowing without permission. But he was part of borrowing a shopping cart from our place of occupation, At least it was from your own job. You didn't just go to a grocery store or something. It was a shopping cart we never used for anything, so it's not like it really mattered.
Mhm.
They just borrowed it for a weekend to push people around in for some reason. And
Yeah.
you were not drinking, but you drove them to go there, and they just hopped off the bed of the truck, threw it in the bed, and drove off.
Actually, my first time getting drunk was at you guys' senior camp out.
Oh, really?
Really?
I
God.
like that picture. But
Aaron had the picture for my birthday yesterday. He
hey,
had it.
yeah, happy birthday, by the
Hey,
way.
thank you.
I know I told you yesterday, but I wanted to say on the podcast.
I say he had it on his story.
Kind of forgot about
yeah.
mentioning on the podcast.
Can we sing it to him?
Oh, jeez.
Happy,
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brennan.
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to you.
Nice.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah, oddly enough, I remember more about that night, my first night getting drunk, than other nights.
I had
got
to
drunk.
drive. I had to drive
okay.
your driver home.
Okay,
Yes, you did.
Yeah, because his driver drove Brennan's car, and he was like, "Hey, you mind dropping me off?" I was like, "Yeah, hop in his car." I'm
So
driving his
basically,
car."
I was announcing a baseball game that night, and basically I just drove from the game to where the campout was at, and I wanted to leave, and be obliged to drive my car elsewhere. I'm like, somebody's gonna be there to take you wherever you want to go. And that was Aaron.
Yeah, that was
So I remember they didn't think that I was going to go to senior camp out, even though I told them I was going to. They didn't believe me. So they basically came to my house to make sure that I went.
Yeah, I was a part of that too.
You drove them there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say the name of the guy who brought it, but you guys should all know who it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
beer,
I'm
anyone?
good.
I'll.
Is that a yes?
Give me one, I guess.
Want a beer?
No, I'm good.
How about a mixie?
No,
Brady, you vegan fuck.
decent. But I
Checking
remember
a cigarette.
I was
Cigar on a waffle.
I had to work that morning, and the guy that wanted me to go to senior camp out worked
Open a
with me.
crepe?
And he took off that day. And so he gets, I get off work. I literally just get home. No one else is home. And I need to eat something for lunch because we work half days on Saturday. So I go to put some mac and cheese on the stove, and I just get my food started. And all of a sudden, I see a vehicle out in my yard, or out in my driveway, and then this kid is pissing on my garage. Not on the opposite side away from the road. I live on a state highway. And he is pissing on the garage in plain daylight out in the middle of nowhere, like at noon. More like 1 o'clock. He's out there just pissing on my garage. And so then also he comes up to the door and he goes, "You're coming with us to senior camp out." And I was like, I was coming anyways. Can I eat and take a shower after I get home from work or no? He was just like, "You better be there." And I was like, "I'll be there. Calm down."
Let's just say that this guy was like class clown.
One of them.
I
You
would
guys
say
had a
I would
few-
say he's probably the top, if you ask me.
He did not give a fuck.
Hold on.
No.
But he really wanted me to go. Both days he showed up to my house and was like, "Hey, you coming to senior camp out?" And I'm like, "I just got home from work. Can I please take a fucking shower first?" One time you drove him, and the other
Hey.
time different guy drove him.
Name drop.
Did I say his name again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. It's fine. I'll bleep it, but I'm just letting
Or
you know.
not to.
I know.
Okay, let's just take a break from telling personal stories for a second.
Okay.
Like not personal, but I mean like with other people involved.
I get what you
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Now, I have a question for you guys. Y'all ever have to piss so bad while you're driving, you just fucking stop driving
Piss in the ditch? Yeah.
Piss in the
Yes.
ditch
One time.
one time?
Multiple times.
No,
I'm-
one time when I was a kid, I don't remember all that. I'm sure it happened then, but like one time since I've been old enough to remember.
All right, now let's see who's really ballsy here. Have you ever stopped driving in shit on
No.
the side of the road?
No.
No. No.
That's a
that
little
takes
too
too
far
long.
for me.
Aaron?
Care to share?
No, I was just really hoping one of you guys would have said
Oh,
yes.
okay. Mine actually was within the last half year. The only time.
It was
think
on the
so,
way
too.
to here.
What?
It was on the way to here.
No.
I thought it was. I thought
No.
you remember you saying I had to stop for a piss.
No. I was driving roll-off truck, and we had these roll-offs to a barn that had burnt down, and we had to like do a bunch of roll-offs back and forth, and it was like a 30-minute drive each way. I was just gonna keep going. I didn't get a stop back at the shop or anything, and I wasn't gonna ask the persons who barn burnt down to be like, "Hey, you mind if I piss?" Like, so I just I managed to find a farm that didn't have a house by it, and I was just like, this seems secluded enough. So I went behind some like big round bales and just pissed back there.
Nice.
You didn't close the door tight.
Ah, shit.
We're gonna have an invasion of Rin.
Not
Yeah,
to
that
mention,
was-
Oh, so yours was during the day.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
broad daylight.
Well, you pulled off onto a farm.
Yeah, I went behind. It was, the round bale. It was literally like between the truck and the round bales, but the round bales were right by a state highway. So
So how far away from the road were you exactly? Like roughly how many feet?
50.
50 feet.
But you got big round bales.
I'm telling you right now, I literally stopped the car, opened the door, stood up, and pissed because I had to pee that fucking bad.
Nice.
I've done that. No, but does that not okay. Is it just me, or is a story like I had to find a barn to hide behind a bale? Sounds like something that would come from our old physics/chemistry teacher story set.
I don't get what you're
Okay,
saying.
I can see where you're going with that. Yeah. So I was driving down the road and I had to find a farm, and I figured that there'd be a farm on this road where I could pull off.
He's getting it.
He's too good at doing impressions of
That's
him.
very, that's very precise, but you got that. You got that. Yeah, I could actually see a scenario where that was playing out.
Yeah, because I mean, isn't his most famous story? When I was a kid, I stuck my hand in the toaster when it was on. That's how I learned not to put my hand in the toaster. I was terrible, but
I
I
think.
wouldn't even consider that to be his most famous story, to be honest.
I think
not.
actually.
I would consider that just for fun, if you ask me.
I think. Well, really, if you really wanted to, we could actually do a full episode on his stories and
God.
sayings.
Oh yes.
But I think it's actually relative. Like to say it's your favorite story of his. It's relative to did he actually tell you? Like, it's one thing where like we got the toaster story. You heard that one from others, and it gets
Yeah.
passed down for years. But like, if he actually told you a unique story that you remember, I think that's the one that stands out
Well,
in your mind
yeah.
the most.
I just remember someone asked him a question when we were doing like homework or a private assignment thing, and he went up to the front of the class and he told us that story, and then just let it go. So
Don't drink the blue stuff; it will kill you.
He would do that. I think he did that to every single class.
Yeah.
Like, that was just his way of giving you a warning. Like,
There was one time Cam told me they were like trying to make like a pain reliever, like ibuprofen or something. All right, nobody eat any of that. Cam's like, already ate 10. And then he reaches for his phone to call poison control, and he's like, I'm kidding.
Damn.
oh,
I think I
shit.
name dropped there, so you're gonna
Yeah,
have to
you did.
blur that.
oh god.
That class was never like it. Never was boring. It,
No, it was awesome. It
Or
kind
the time fucking Cam brought our PlayStation 2.
Oh,
Into
Jesus.
the
oh,
back
man,
room.
a
We need to get
classic.
into
I
this
think-
one.
Honestly, we should
think
probably
this was-
just have him on the podcast.
that was
time.
one of the stories we told.
Did we
already.
tell that one already?
I think we did.
Oh,
I think it was on the test one.
No, it was not. It was in
I
this
don't think
room.
so. I don't remember telling that one.
are you sure about that?
No, I'm pretty sure we did.
85.
I'll take the 15. Fuck.
I don't think you told it.
You know
It's
what?
3 versus 1. We'll tell it again.
then.
Hold on. I think that's one we have to save for when Cam actually comes on the podcast.
Or do we just say fuck you like you guys did to me about the other story? Brady.
No,
Listen here, it worked out really well. So
here's the thing. That story would be so much better with Cam telling it. I mean,
Oh
I
my
don't know if I'd
god.
ever heard him tell it.
it's something else. Yeah, we have to wait for him to.
We'll
get on
have
here.
him at some point. I
There's a
mean,
lot of good stories I can't tell about that. About just being in that class in general. I think he took 2 years of that class.
I had him for 2 years as
Like,
well.
I only had
Chem
him
and
for
Chem
one,
2?
probably.
Chem and physics, do you know?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I only had him for chem. That was
Same thing with me.
that's
See,
enough
I
for
had
me.
him for Chem, and I did physics my junior year.
Chem went way over my head, and I just...
Yeah, as a junior, I was like, yeah, I'm going to challenge myself.
I was a
little bit.
senior, so... I was taking it with a bunch of people from your class.
Yeah.
I remember I was with another girl from your class. Like, we have tables that are just 2-person wide.
So I was in that class. Yeah.
And I was with one of the girls from your class, and her name also started with a B. I remember it's like, the B table? Because it was alphabetical order by
B
last
team.
name, but it just happened to be that both of our first names start with a B as well. And it was just like, the B table? Got anything to say about that? And it's like,
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure that she did. She's about the only reason I passed, though, because like anytime I had a question, she would answer it because our chemistry teacher was terrible at answering
At
questions.
teaching. He was bad at teaching.
No, not bad at teaching. He was just bad at answering questions.
He was bad at
Explaining what he knew.
yeah.
He's
It's
really
all-
smart.
Say it's all easy to him.
He wasn't good at distributing the information.
I
Yeah.
think maybe
Yeah.
he was almost too smart. That, like, he couldn't understand why you didn't understand it.
Because he could understand it perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves him, though. I don't think anybody was like, nah, fuck that guy. Like, no.
No, he's awesome.
Hated the class, loved the teacher.
Yeah. Agreed.
I remember during senior year because I took back-to-back years, and then my senior year to be with him again, I would have had to take an AP class. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Definitely not.
And I kid you not, the
That's
entire
suicide.
year when we saw each other in the hallway, Brennan, I miss having you in my class. I miss our conversations, man. I'm like,
Jeez.
I do too.
Man.
And then we'd sit there and we'd talk a bit, but man, I really wish you were in my class.
I love his nicknames and stuff. His nicknames are the best. Because he always had, like, it was always a reference to something. Like, I'm kind of name dropping here, but there's many people. There was a kid in my class named Ian, and he would call him Ion. He'd be Ion every time. And everybody would just, like, chuckle a little bit every time he said his name.
Then, just to go into that same class, just the way the seating chart was, there was a mat on one side of the room, and then a mat on the other side of the room. Guy is named Matt, not the carpet thing.
Carpet thing.
There were two mats on each end of the class, and they were called diatomic mats. Because I forget how the thing worked, but it's a chemistry thing with like two things being on opposite sides.
I
being the
love how
same.
he actually, like, he uses real chemistry in it as well. Like, it's always a reference to something that he's teaching in the class. He's good at that, I will admit.
And
Not
it-
everybody gets a nickname. It's
And every year on his birthday, he would name what element he was that year.
oh
So-
jeez, I forgot about that.
So, like, if he was 46, I want to say that, like, 46 on the table is like a cadmium or something like that. He'd say, I'm cadmium today.
I remember him doing that.
Which is the
Brennan.
most, wow, I mean, it's hilarious.
Brennan, if you think you know which element it 49 is, I think you need a little P T T J F F.
You want to kind of explain that there, the PTTJFF, or you want me to get into that?
Before we explain that, I want to
Okay.
mention that this teacher made his daughter
Here,
on
hold
the
on.
way.
I
if
think
you
we
can
should
use that in your
actually
story.
explain what it is first before
You
you
can do
get
that.
into that.
That's fine.
Can I say something real quick?
Well, sure, Aaron. Come
Talking
on.
about his nicknames, he called me AA Ron one time.
One time.
One time.
That's it.
And he was like, do you know that answer? AA Ron? I was like, no, I
Kinda
don't.
I kind of figured he'd call you like argon or something like that because that's
Nope.
an element.
I think it was just because
Aaron.
I'm pretty sure
Argon.
I'm pretty sure he just watched that video for the very first time and it was still fresh in his head. So
The video is already almost 10 years old.
yeah, it shows you how well he is with technology.
Once again, really smart, just common sense, not quite there.
He's a simple person.
Yeah.
Great guy, though.
All right. So what's this PTTJFF we're talking
yeah,
about?
So if you were in chemistry with him, periodic table, it's got all the elements on it. And every class, start of every class, you'd have what he called PTTJFF, periodic table time, just for fun. So you would have to go through and you have to number and name all the elements and
Or as many as you could.
all the stuff that's on the table, whatever. And so at the start of every class, you had to do that. And I know, Brady, you were getting into a story about that.
So I don't know much about his family exactly. I don't know if maybe they actually thought this was fun. but he actually made his daughter do a PTT JFF on the way to either Disneyland or Disney World. I'm not sure which one it was.
I'm not sure, but they were
Probably the one in Florida.
I
they
would
were
say
flying
land.
somewhere,
The
and
world.
he made her do this on the way
Yes,
to
on the
their-
way.
on the flight.
And she knew, like, I can't remember how old he said she was, but she knew the entire periodic table at the time. And she was way younger.
Yeah, she
Then
wasn't
we
even
were.
in high school yet. I don't
I knew
think we
1
were
through
there.
36, and then I cheated on the rest.
Yeah. I did not know much of them. It was terrible.
Taking your socks off, Brennan? What the fuck?
Yes, I am.
I think that means we're next to the segment called
Yes, so
Let him introduce.
without further ado, ladies and gentlemen,
Brennan's got a gun!
we have a new segment.
Nice.
BGTJFF.
It really
Yes.
bugs me that you say it that slow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, gonna have to cut that one. Let him do it.
Yeah, let Brennan do it.
Damn. See where I stand.
Also, did that sound alright? Like, did it sound good?
Yeah.
You guys racking it?
Yeah.
Did it sound good?
You could do it closer,
Do
and you
it-
could probably.
There we go. I can use that.
Yeah, now it sounds like a gun.
We have we
It better
have
sound like a gun.
the new segment
Next time it's going to be a Nerf gun.
BGT JFF, which is Brennan's gun time just for fun. So it was an idea that Brady had in his head. He told me because
Thank
I've
you.
got a bunch of old guns that are, that I'm knowledgeable about. They've got a good bit of story to them. And Brady had the idea, hey, why don't you bring in a gun every so often, in order, like oldest to newest, and kind of give, some backstory about it and, tell us about it.
I just think it's neat because, a lot of people have guns, but not everybody has old guns like you do. They're different.
Right.
Some of yours are way different.
Yeah, it's just, some guys.
The sock is dirty.
Yes.
Why haven't
They
you
put
used
gun
it?
oil on it. Come on.
Is
Hey.
that gun oil or is it from it being used?
Like, I mean, it used to be used. It's one of Dad's socks.
So you're using a dirty okay, never mind.
I mean,
Well, it was
Never
washed.
fucking mind.
it's clean, but like,
It doesn't look clean.
the sole, the inside wears on
It
it.
smells, Brennan.
Oh, come.
I think we just
That's
got to be
gonna
happy
oil.
right now.
That's gonna
That's
oil.
not
So,
a
so,
stiff sock.
Stop it.
so Brennan is starting with his oldest gun here. He is currently holding his oldest one at the moment.
Yes. So I actually got this one just this past Christmas. It was part of my inheritance from my grandfather.
Santa Claus.
No. Every guy in the family inherited one of his guns, and this happened to be the one that I got from him. It is an 1887 Winchester lever action shotgun. I'm sure we can have it on the socials. We'll
Oh yeah,
I'll post a
Baron's
picture
going to
of
be
it.
shooting it.
Yes,
Those are the new
yes,
rules.
Baron's gonna be shooting.
Baron's
it,
going to
yes.
shoot every single one of your guns that you bring in here.
You're gonna have Baron pose with and shoot every single one of these things. Yes.
And you did
And-
determine it is a 12 gauge, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have a 12 gauge bird shot in the car. Oh no, I didn't take the car. My bad.
that one wouldn't work in this one.
You don't have to explain
we
that.
we can make it work.
It would not work.
No.
We can make it work.
Unless you want it to explode in your face.
I mean,
reckon
We
you
hey,
don't.
we can make it work.
I will get into that, but basically, for those of you, I mean, it's not going to be an in-depth segment. I'm not going to go all out with all the terminology and stuff. Basically, if you picture like an old cowboy movie, picture them with like the lever on the bottom of their gun, and they're using that to work the gun. Those are rifles. This is a shotgun, and basically works the same way.
Another way you could put that is a Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah. It
There
looks
we
like
go.
one of them. Just a big one.
So that's a better example, I would say, for our audience at least. But yeah, as Brady said, right? Hey, you stop that. As Brady said, it is a 12 gauge. In the first year of it being produced is 1887. Not very many of them were made. About just under 65,000. So really, relative to other models, not
And-
very well produced.
And being as old as it is, I'm sure it's not that many left.
I'll get into some more of that too.
Okay.
I got a question
Yes.
about the. What was its intended use for? Like, was it for war? Was it for hunting?
Yeah, this is not meant for war. This is for hunting. You know,
Hunting.
probably birds. You know,
Whale.
which is a bird.
Yep.
But,
Chickens.
If it flies, it fucking dies. All right.
Penguins.
Probably not. I don't think there are many penguin hunters out there.
I know a couple,
But,
myself included. I
oh,
fucking
damn.
hate penguins.
Oh damn!
Way they fucking waddle. God, it pisses me off.
This waddle then slide over the ice.
Because
like
we have
that.
a really bad population of them up here. Like they're overpopulated.
Oh man, they run rampant.
God, fucking flightless rodents.
Flightless rodents.
Hate them bastards.
Flightless rodents. But anyways, in case you guys don't know, gauge is like the size of the shotgun shell.
Right.
But these were made in 10 and 12 gauge. And they fired what is called black powder. So, like, if you think of like American Revolution or the Civil War, you think about those battlefields, and when they fire their rifles, there's a big puff of smoke. That's what this shot. This shot the same kind of powder. And basically, it's slower burning. It creates a cloud of smoke, and it's very corrosive. So you have to be very careful. You have to be very up with cleaning.
You have to clean the gun every time you shoot it, pretty
Yeah,
much.
so if you let it go, it builds up, and eventually it will not function.
And that's the one scary thing I feel like about owning a black powder gun of any sort.
So basically, for people that are gun people, the idea of like a lever action shotgun is kind of like, why would you do that? Because you think nowadays they're all like,
They're all
Pump
pump.
action.
Yeah, they're all pump action.
well, the reason why
Or
this is
semi-auto, yeah.
lever action is because John Browning is, for those who don't know, one of the greatest gun designers in history. He wanted to make a pump action, but he was working for Winchester, and Winchester had an identity of lever action guns. That was their thing. They were known for that, and they wanted a lever action shotgun because of that. So he made this. He made that for them. But eventually, when this was not performing so well, he released his pump action designs through them, and they became very popular. So eventually, his other designs surpassed this and became very popular, and obviously we use pump action guns to this day. So
Now that, like pump action shotguns are really popular, I always like the shotguns that are not pump action. Like they're different. Like lever action or
Yeah.
like bolt action shotguns.
I've shot a bolt action shotgun. They're pretty sweet.
I have not, but my dad actually last Christmas got one for my grandpa.
Do you know what it was? Was it like a 410?
I have no idea.
I think it was.
It's a 12.
I thought it
I know
was
it's a
12
12.
12 gauge. I got another question on the gun.
Hmm.
You said 60,000 of them were manufactured, or
like
roughly
just
somewhere in there.
under 65,000.
Just under 65. Is that including 10 gauge or is that just 12 gauge?
Yeah, that's those all together.
Okay, so
Ooh.
there's even less 12 gauge than.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then another question: is that the gun that Kurt Cobain used to kill himself?
I don't think so.
I'm
Actually,
gonna say doubt that.
No. Okay.
I'm gonna doubt Kurt Cobain was like, yes, black powder.
I would say
mean,
probably not.
You got to think. He's not going to be alive after that. He's not going to care if it's clean.
I'm gonna doubt it. Why do you think Kurt Cobain?
Why?
Why are you under that impression? I'm confused.
It was just a joke, man.
Thank you, Alex. That's what I was
God.
going for.
But then, so these were
Fuck
only
you,
made.
Brady.
These were only made until about 1899, and then they released a version that was just in 12 gauge, and it used smokeless powder, which is faster burning, more velocity out of it. It's cleaner,
Not corrosive.
and hold on. That was only released in 10 gauge because they didn't want it to compete with his other pump action designs,
Ah,
and they were in 12, so they didn't want to be taking fires away from those. But yeah, like we were talking about, they weren't very popular, so they're not very common today. Um, and even less so because around the mid 1900s, people were trying to shoot smokeless loads out of these,
Hmm.
which obviously was not going well. I mean, not only were these meant to shoot black powder, but cartridge, like the shell, is also kind of short and stout, just so that way it could fit. Like it's not um just the way gun is set up. Shell has to be
order.
shorter for it to actually function right. Um, Actually, when it was first made, the shells were made of brass themselves, so you didn't have like the plastic shells or anything. They were all brass.
And smokeless powder, I mean, it has a lot more pressure.
Actually, that's less pressure.
Well, or not. They're quicker. Like it's more violent. I
Burns
don't know.
faster, higher velocity,
Right.
more of a
Actually,
snap.
so the higher velocity comes from the smokeless. That's why we use it today.
I think that's what I said. I meant to say smokeless.
Yes.
But he said
Yeah.
yeah. But you may not be able to get an original, but there are plenty of companies that make reproductions. Like there are gun companies that are devoted to just making replicas of like guns from that era, like the Civil War era, stuff like that. The black powder guns that aren't, they're functioning, able to be shot, so that people actually enjoy them
Mhm.
and shoot them themselves.
Not everybody wants to be like you and spend a bunch on ammo.
Hey, I didn't have to pay anything for this gun. I have to wait for ammo to be available.
Yeah.
But
And how much did you say ammo was per round?
for this stuff, I don't really have a figure. This isn't exactly like the stuff that I'm getting isn't black powder. So there are companies that make ammunition today, lighter loads
Mhm.
that this stuff can handle. They're not loaded to full like what other modern cartridges
So it
are.
doesn't blow your gun
So,
up.
Yeah, and like other cowboy gun shooters use that kind of stuff so that way their guns don't blow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean this one doesn't have as much of a story as what some of the other ones will. The next episode I'll be going into a bit more detail because that's just got more of a story.
How many rounds does that hold?
So, right out of factory, it'll hold 5, the tube, and 1 in the chamber. But I believe mine has a limit. I think because legally you're only allowed to have 3 rounds hunting.
Hunting, yes.
So it's got like locking it to only have
It's got
3 in there.
It's got a
yeah,
stick.
Yeah, my 12 gauge has a pencil in there, but yeah,
And you can't really
a little less professional,
I
but
can't really do it right now, but like if I stand up and like rotate, you can hear it move.
roll
So
around
like
in there.
it's somewhere in here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can only hold 3.
So there actually is a tube in there then.
Yeah.
Huh.
See this.
My
Bottom here,
next
this is the
question is: has
magazine.
your grandpa
It's the
ever
tube
taken that
magazine.
thing hunting?
Oh geez, I don't think he ever did. So
So it's just for show.
well, not necessarily for show. I don't know how much use he got of it. He got it. I think he traded his nephew for it. I don't think he ever did much shooting with the black powder, and he just
Right.
never had that stuff.
Mhm.
Kind of. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if it was like a family heirloom, like that goes back to when it was made. Because like this was made the same year that his dad was born. That kind of gives you a little perspective. It's
Yeah,
like
if you think about how old, that actually is. You said 1887?
1887. Yeah.
That is nuts.
And for those listening, this gun is in very good shape.
Yeah, I mean,
It's rust free.
if
It looks
you guys wanna, like,
beautiful.
hold it. I mean, if you looked at it
It's a little heavy.
in person, yeah, it's kind of beefy. You look at it in person, you look at it and see that it's got kind of a rust color on the metal, but that's, Tina. I mean, this gun's over 130 years old. At that point, they get sort of finish on them.
Mhm.
It's a
I
beautiful
just think it's
gun.
nuts to think about how old that is. I mean, it just think
I
about
mean-
all the things that have been invented since this gun has been around.
And the
This-
next one I have is the exact same year. So
Just as old.
just as old as this one.
This
So you can
was
pass it around.
after Civil War, right?
Yeah, after Civil War.
This one, it was like 60s when that happened.
So like 20 years later.
Besides from the little scratches on it, beautiful.
Yeah, so we don't know like who
Mind
owned it
if I,
before it came into the family or
Hold on
anything.
to it.
So you guys can pass it
I'll pass
around.
I figured it'd go in a circle.
Okay, then I'll let go. Brady go.
I've seen it already, so I'm special. Brendan's got this odd thing where I'll go to his house, and every time he's got like a new gun, he'll just be like, check it out. I say an odd thing. I enjoy it. Don't stop.
I mean, for the most part, you've been with me when I've gotten my guns, though.
Yeah, most of them I have been. Like that one gun when you got it redone, you showed it to me and stuff like that too.
Yes,
I mean,
which is the next one that I'll be doing on
Sweet.
here.
Do you need a beer?
no, I do not.
Beer.
I'm good.
I
I mean, it was very well cared for. I think whenever I got it looked at, so we were doing like barrel lengths and stuff like that. So it was cut down at one point, so
Oh,
the
no.
barrel was shortened a little bit
so it's not
for
original.
some reason. But there was according to him, there was probably a choke on it at one point, which for those listening that don't know, that kind of controls the spread of pellets of a shotgun. Like they can only spread so far. It's got choke on it. So it was cut down past that, but the original sight bead was put back on it on the front.
I think it's
that's
nuts to
ivory.
think that this thing was longer than this at one point. And it's already a pretty good size
Yeah.
length.
Which really probably about average for a shotgun. You kind of think
How
about.
long was it before it was cut down, do you know?
So they made them with 30 and 32-inch barrels,
Holy
and I
crap.
believe this one is like 27, 28, something like that.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, say it doesn't look nearly that long.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for it.
Would you like me to?
Actually, I need.
Needs
Unless you have any questions.
Yeah, I say, do you guys have any other questions about it?
Not really. No.
I say this one's kind of straightforward.
Let me wrap the protection on it.
Say,
Yes,
some of
of
the other
course.
ones, I've been involved in the stories of getting them and stuff.
So like some of the other ones, I'll be able to go into more detail with them just because there is more of a story around them. So next time,
A lot of other,
Um,
like Brennan's other weapons are also like weapons used in war. Like, this
I'm
is
just-
just a hunting gun.
I just want to put a disclaimer. Well, a disclaimer here. When Brennan says next time, he doesn't mean next episode.
no.
He means next time we do BGT.
Whenever the fuck he
AFF.
wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's just gonna be whenever we're low on content or I just feel in the mood for talking. You know.
Yeah,
It's
because
not gonna
Brennan
be-
never fucking talks.
pretty much. So it's not going to be a thing that gets done every episode, but just until I get through my collection and share it with you guys.
And I would hope as this collection grows,
There will be a new episode whenever that happens. Yes.
Yeah, so when you add the next one to the collection, come on, Brennan. You haven't got one in a while. Come on.
I just
You didn't
want
pay
one-
for this one. Come on.
Hey, now.
I like to peer pressure Brennan into buying
Wait.
cool guns.
does this mean that all three of us have bought a gun? It's the last time Brennan's bought a gun?
It's been a long time since I bought a
The last
gun.
one I bought was in October. So
No,
yeah, I haven't
definitely
bought a
not.
gun since
So-
fucking 2019.
look at me. I'm
2018.
Alex. I get a new one in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm
I was
excited.
going to, but then some certain things happened and I could no longer afford it. So
Yeah.
One
Obviously.
of the Brennan can kind of chime in on the story, or if he wants to tell it or whatever. But I try to peer pressure Brennan into buying guns, and one of his bigger regrets, I will never let him let this go. We go on vacation in Michigan every year, and there was a gun store we were at where they sold like used guns, and there's a bunch of these Brennan will have to say the specific model, but they're Swedish-made straight pull rifles
Swiss.
or Swiss-made straight pull rifles.
So we'll get into like how the action works, like the basics with the
Mhm.
next one because it's a bolt action rifle. But yeah, so it's a gun that's on my bucket list just because it's very unique.
And you
it's
had
cool.
one in your hands, Brennan. Come on.
I didn't have one. I didn't have two. I had three.
Yeah, you had 3 options.
So there were 3 of this very gun I wanted in my hands. I decided I don't want to buy one today.
I tried so hard to talk you into it.
And I should have because they were all for below what they're going for now. So
And I remember next year we came, we were just hoping like over an entire year, nobody had
Well-
bought all 3 of them, and just maybe.
yeah, but it was like
yeah, no.
it was a hope that was like a 0.0001% chance.
I remember
of
you
actually coming
wanted
true.
so
'Cause I'm like-
bad to go back to the gun shop just to check. I was excited for you. Like I love when my friends buy guns. I think it's neat. I enjoy that kind of thing.
I mean, it's a few guns down the line, but like I wanted to save the money for parts for another one that I have,
hmm
which I end up not acquiring. So
I feel like when it comes to guns and you're on the edge of if I should buy it or should not buy it,
You just should.
you should probably just buy the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
especially one
Money
for that
comes back.
price,
That opportunity might not.
I should have bought that one that I had. But I did not.
Should have bought all 3, waited till the price went up, sold the other 2, and then had that one paid for.
Actually, I would have probably kept them all.
Okay. That's true. So, selling guns always is
It
tough.
hurts.
Coming from a guy that's going to sell like 3 of them to your dad.
Yeah, I still think about that every now and again. Get, like flashbacks.
Nom flashbacks. I'll never let you let that go either because I told you should do it.
But I'm eager to see what they have there this year.
Man, you should have peer pressured him harder.
Should have tried. Didn't peer pressure him hard enough.
He can only go so far.
No, he could have you almost
mean,
to
he
the
did-
point of freaking in tears.
He did more than enough.
I remember like
More than
after,
what was expected.
after we went back to the cottage and we were just hanging out, like I would randomly just be like, "Yeah, Brennan could have bought a gun today, but he didn't," and like I just bring it up randomly, and he'd be like, "I shouldn't. I got parts for the other gun that I need to buy." Like, and then like the next year he was like, "Yeah, I should have bought it."
I was saying that before the next year, though.
Well, yeah.
Like, on the way home, I'm like, yeah, I should. It is what it is, and there are plenty of them out there somewhere. Just probably not
Not
for
here.
that price.
Not
so.
here. And maybe it'll be on BGT JFF sometime.
Well, you'll be surprised, actually, like what you would find around here at like a local gun show. You'd be surprised. Stuff like that pops up.
I guess the local gun shows are going to be your best bet.
Yeah, stuff like that pops up.
Shit, people are going to be
Speaking
selling their
of,
guns just to pay for fucking gas nowadays.
Speaking of guns, DW was telling me today, just randomly came up in conversation, that he is left-eyed for shooting, and so is Brennan.
I am as well. Yeah.
And he had to learn to shoot left-handed because of that. Well, he was telling me the way that they taught him in the hunter safeties course to find out which eye you should shoot with is you basically focus on something in the distance, and then you make a little diamond with your fingers, and then you just bring it closer, focusing on that little item, and then whatever eye it comes up to, that's the eye that you're dominant in. I'd never heard that before.
So my dad had a similar thing, but like he would find something for you to point at. Like you would point at it, like your finger is like a convergence of your 2 eyes.
Mhm.
Like you close one eye, and then close the other eye, and then whichever eye your finger lines up right on where it is, that's what eye you have. What eye you're dominant in.
Mhm.
So I'm left.
wait.
I think I may have been there the time you found out that you were shooting right-handed with left-eyed or something.
Did that happen?
I feel like that was at my house. Remember your dad was like, "Are you shooting
Maybe
left-eyed?"
that did
But, like,
happen.
pretty sure your dad was like, "Are you shooting left-eyed?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I like."
I might remember that. Yeah.
So, can you close one eye? Like, you close your left, open it, and close your right? Like, wink with both eyes? Or are you covering?
Yeah.
I can't.
Can't do them separately.
No, I only can do my left one. I can't close my right one and keep my left open. Oh my god, I'm jealous.
I'm not very good at closing my
I can
right
rapid fire back and
left.
forth.
That's blinking, Brady.
I like going back and forth to one left.
He's
right.
going back and forth. Trust me, I saw it.
It's pretty much blinking at that point. There you
Nope, I
go.
can't do it.
I can slow it down a little.
Can't do it.
But of course, I tested mine, and mine still found out that I was right-eyed. I wasn't gonna swap to learning shooting left-handed just because of that.
Some people do that just for fun.
But Derek did say before that he was shooting right-eyed, right-handed, and then in hunter safety course they were like, "Yeah, you're left-eyed," and he was just like, "All right," and he learned to shoot left-handed. I mean, he wasn't very old at the time. It's not like he was
Right.
relearning or anything.
His family was big into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he did that pretty early on. I can't remember how old he said he was. I never heard that before, like figuring out which eye you were.
That's pretty cool though.
I just assumed whichever one you just picked up a gun and shot from that eye, you just started with that one, you stuck with it.
And I'm sure you can train yourself, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, I'm kind of doing that now. Realize that I've been handling wrong.
oh,
I always think it's funny when we shoot at my house with Brennan, like we've got a shooting table and it's got a little swivel thing like rest your gun on, and everybody always rests the gun to the right, and then every time Brennan shoots, he got to swing it back to the left. He's left-handed, only for shooting.
everything else is right for me.
Kind of an odd thing.
Except to be across for that one for some reason.
Well, your left brain controls your left eye, your right side.
But how does that work for Brady where he's right-handed and right-eyed and right everything else?
Different parts of the brain can become dominant in certain areas. It just means that you're more left brain dominant than Brady is.
All right,
Interesting.
Mr. Scientist.
The more you know.
He's,
Sorry. I just thought it was interesting.
I'm ready to
Thought I might
shoot guns
share.
again sometime.
I am as well.
I've got a couple new ones to test out.
Anybody have tannerite?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That was not even a hesitation. My dad's had tannerite for several years now and has not done anything with it.
I've actually never shot
So-
that stuff, so
Neither have I. I've never seen it in person.
So we buy it off your dad.
damn it.
You know you can buy it at Dunham's, right?
It's very cheap for what it is.
I figured it would have been out of stock out of everything.
No,
else
like
besides
literally
mine.
there's
It's
a
there all
shelf
the time.
in Dunham's that's always full.
I guess I kind of forgot that I'm old enough to get that stuff now.
Yeah.
You thought you had to do a backdoor way and buy it from my dad.
Eh.
I think my dad also might have some of the, I think they call it like Sonic Boom or something. It's made for, like, you can shoot with 22. It's not as explosive as Tannerite is, basically, but it's
Up there.
because Tannerite, you have to have a certain velocity to be able
Yeah.
to make it ignite.
Like a big power rifle.
Yeah, I mean, 223 will do it. It's like one of the smaller cartridges that'll do it, but
Right.
like he has stuff that's made at 22 can also ignite it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I no longer have my 223 thanks to my mother.
Oh, mother.
So get this, Brady. I probably told you this, but I was in the 4th grade when my dad entered me into a gun raffle, and I won a single shot 223. And my uncle made it sound like a big scary gun, and my mom was scared,
Jason.
so she made me trade it for a 22 plus 50.
The same mom that now has her concealed carry license.
Yes.
What kind of 22?
Then semi.
For the viewers, I just want to mention I've got a weird obsession with 22 rifles. I absolutely love 22s. I don't
You
know
wanna trade?
why.
It's bordering
No,
on the
I'm good.
fetish.
No,
I own more 22s than like
right next
any
to his
other
hentai
caliber.
collection.
Yes.
No,
Actually,
I'm not
he's got-
trading my 223 because that is my groundhog killer
I
right
thought
there.
you said you weren't trading your hentai collection for a second.
Actually, he's got one 22 with a hentai wrap on it.
I was about to say that, damn it.
It's like the people that have them cars with the big hentai wraps on them. It's just like, why?
His waifu is right on the stock.
It's gonna be Alex in about
Oh
3
my
years.
God.
Pretty sure. He's gonna wrap his Impala that way.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No.
Yeah, I've got I think like 5 22s. I own. I don't want to say the number. I guess I shouldn't, but it's a good number of what I own is 22s.
I need more guns.
So do I.
I got a head start. I cheated.
So have what you Shake your head at
Social
her.
media
media woman?
manager. Social
You
media
got some stuff to
manager.
post
Sav.
today. Sav, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
You also have a couple
no,
photo
you don't
shoots.
post it today. You post it next week.
Oh yeah. Whenever.
Yeah,
you-
but
Go
she has
take
some
the
photo
pictures
shoots.
today.
Yeah.
God, guys, hurry.
Sav, how about you say something?
Well,
You're not
tell
being
me
very
how to
social.
do my fucking job.
Can we? Okay. During the podcast, it's actually really funny. While we were talking about Cam, he sent me a fucking meme, and it was all it said was pansexual, and it looked like a woman staring into a pan, but it looked like she had like a 9-inch boner going on.
That is fucking hilarious.
Oh man,
Like, God damn it, Cam. He fucking knows.
your brother is in that category of people that just like memes are life. I mean,
Yeah, he's been pretty hard into memes ever since like 6th
I feel
grade.
like
So
Brennan is too, though.
Actually,
Brennan's up there, not nearly
Used
as
to
bad
be
as Cam.
used to be in meme chats.
yeah, so actually Cam is the one that really got me into all of that stuff. 'Cause we used to have like a meetup thing or something. That's what we did. We would go to DQ, get ice cream, and fucking look at memes. That's what we
Jesus.
would
I
do.
completely forgot about that. That was
I did
always
not
funny.
know about that.
No,
So,
because
like-
they tried going on my break whenever I used to work there. So it'd
Yeah.
be 30 minutes of us hanging out, looking at memes.
So like literally, he would stockpile all the memes that he found over the week.
Hold on. How old were you?
Oh, this was high school. This is when Cam was still in high school.
Yeah.
So like, he would stockpile all the memes he found over the week that he liked. Then we would just go
And then
through
Sunday
that
would
list
be the
on
day to
Sunday.
share.
And then it was funny because, like Aaron said, yeah, he worked there at the time, and then we got other guys that worked there involved. So they would all be sitting around the table and we look at the memes.
I don't know why that reminds me of like times we go to DQ just to mess with Aaron. And I remember like
Oh, we did that too.
a couple guys would buy a blizzard, and he would, you have to flip the blizzard. Gotta do the thing. And
the
he would only
flip.
flip one and be like, Aaron, you didn't flip my blizzard. And be like, I only gotta flip one of them, guys.
Yeah,
And it's
that's their policy. You only have to flip one.
stupid.
Hey,
Flip 'em
some
all.
places don't even do it, so don't come bitching
Do they
at
not?
me.
The
No,
inner city
stupid.
city.
Some places don't do it, and they do not give a fuck.
That sucks.
Any of their advertising that says they'll flip it, they cross it out with a permanent marker.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was pretty upset whenever I got my blizzard. I was like, where the fuck's my flip? It's either you flip the blizzard or you flip yourself. I want to see a flip.
Was this at the Cincinnati Zoo DQ
No.
ghetto?
No, I
DQ.
would have got stabbed.
Ah, there you go.
Ah.
The ghetto
I almost
DQ.
got stabbed today.
You almost got stabbed today?
We're at McDonald's, okay? And this guy is he has a Pontiac. Like, not a... It was kind of a shittier car,
You
okay?
can kind of lean in and make it sound better. Yeah.
I do. I don't like this.
Hey, you're our social media person. You got to be involved every now and again. Hey, now. Hey, that didn't even pop up. That's good.
Anyway, there's this car just parked into two parking, like, jackass, completely jackass. And Aaron was just about to roll down the window and say, what was it, nice parking?
Nice parking, dick fucker.
Nice.
And he
Nice.
decided against it, which was a good idea.
I will
Terrible
say,
decision.
the gentleman that walked out of the car was a little intimidating, but I would have beat his ass in a fight. But he was also the guy that would have had a knife on him, and I'm not about to get fucking stabbed.
So like on drugs or not?
Probably. We were in-
Probably more of self-defense. I wouldn't say okay. If he was on drugs, it's nothing hardcore. I would say he probably would have had a weed on him.
have to go to jail.
Okay, but it's not like he has a fucking thing of cocaine in his goddamn car.
We don't know people's lives.
Not a crack guy, huh?
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Propane.
No, I'll just say I wasn't about to die on a fucking Tuesday. That's all I gotta say.
But it's Gay Tuesday, Aaron.
What?
Today's Gay Tuesday?
Every Tuesday is Gay Tuesday.
I will never get on board with this. ever.
Not do that.
It's
Can you
fucking
guys,
hot in here,
uh,
all right?
Once again, you're the only one here that should be attracted to that. Why are you the one asking to put his shirt back on?
Considering it's coming out of my own
getting
girlfriend's mouth, I'm
Yeah.
kind of offended.
So take off
Good.
all
You're
your
the only one that
clothes.
should be like, yes, take the shirt off. The
No,
only
there's
one
gonna
here.
be some point this summer where it's just so bitching hot in this fucking room. We're all gonna be shirtless.
I
Yes,
will not
yes,
be shirtless.
It's
Yes.
inevitable.
No.
I will not be.
You're either in or you're out, Sav. Come on.
I
Sav,
will be out now.
you're our social media manager. You have to be here at least every episode.
Oh man.
So Aaron,
Uh,
take that shirt off, Daddy.
No, my fucking sunburn hurts.
All right. Now I want to slap him more. You're the only person I know that says words that just make me want to slap you. I don't know why. There's nobody else in this world I want to slap besides you sometimes.
And
Does
how
this
long
mean
have
we
been
don't
friends?
get donuts?
I forgot about that. We're going to have to tell that story sometimes. That might be a soft subject for somebody, but
Oh, you don't know something, Brady?
I mean, that was 8th grade, Brady. Come on.
I don't give a
Who is
shit
still mad
anymore.
about that?
Brady, you don't know something? Savannah's father listens to this podcast every now and then.
Oh, what?
And
the
he
fuck?
says, you need to shut the fuck up. He said, and I quote, you interrupt me way too damn much on this podcast and should shut the fuck up. Those are words
I'm
from her
sorry.
father.
Okay, listen, he didn't say that exact words, but
No,
I'm
that's
pretty close.
exactly what he
I'm
fucking
pretty
said.
close.
I'm
He
sorry.
said, and I quote, fuck you, Brady.
Okay.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
Not.
He did too.
He's a good Catholic man. He wouldn't say that.
He's also an alcoholic, but that's a different story.
I
Oh.
gotta go.
Well,
That one hit a little too close to home.
so we have to find a new social media manager. And Aaron has got to get a new girlfriend.
Why? What's wrong?
Better the fuck not.
She almost got up and left. Just like that.
Where was she gonna go?
You're right.
Hey, Aaron drove her here.
Exactly.
My dad really did say that Brady interrupts Aaron.
I
How does that make you
apologize.
feel, jackass?
I don't know. Okay.
It's one thing that if
Wait.
we say that you talk too much, it's another when a fucking listener says it.
Mr. Hey, what's your dad's first name?
Phil.
Mr. Bill.
Phil.
Mr.
Bill.
Phil.
Bill P.
Philip.
Philip. I'm not gonna call him that. I'm sorry. Phil, and all of our listeners out there who also despise Brady's interruptions, we are sorry, but this is his personality.
Why
That's
are
just
you
who he is.
apologizing for me?
Because we know that you fucking won't do it, you prick.
I
Brady.
did say I'm sorry several times.
Ah,
We're gonna
Wasn't
have
very
a
sincere.
schism in the fan base. People are just gonna not listen to us because of your interruptions. So you better straighten up, pal.
Straighten up.
So Aaron, did he have a
Sorry,
comment
Phil.
about all of us, or just
he thought that the show in general was pretty funny.
good?
Well, thanks, Phil.
I
You're our number one fan.
I
Actually,
wasn't
no.
going to give him a shout out, but you know, it just kind of came up and go fuck yourself, Brady.
Thanks. The worst part about it is if you know me in real life and I like don't know you very well, I am completely
He never
quiet.
talks.
Ever?
This is literally the only time he talks.
Yep.
Anytime you see Brady outside of this room, he has to do sign language.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You don't talk.
Yeah, we all had to learn sign language just to be Brady's friend.
Hey, okay, I think I cracked the code. He saves his voice for other things outside of the podcast.
And that's the noise he makes.
I do remember
Crazy.
when I was younger, because obviously Brady and I go way back. You know, there were times where like if he would keep going on, and like this is when I was really young, like 4 years old. And he just went on about something he was passionate about, and I had nothing else to say. I would just say cool. 'Cause I didn't know what else to say. And just like, oh, cool. You know, and then or sometimes where it was just cool.
And then it's whenever you're in that awkward conversation, you're like, damn, that's crazy. And they still don't shut the fuck up. If you hear a damn, that's crazy in a mid conversation, just fucking stop talking. Because the other person does not give a shit. You know?
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah. Fuck you, Alex.
But I was like 4, so that thing wasn't. I mean, that wasn't the concept. You know,
Right.
I said nothing else to say.
I'm just
it's
saying-
like, hey, it's cool, so I'll say, cool. But thanks for your feedback, Phil. If you weren't if DW was our number 1 fan already, you would be. So you're at least the vice president of our fan club.
We've got our first number 2 fan.
Our number 2 fan. Yep.
Well, I don't know if we should say that. Like 1.5.
1.5.
I'm sure no one wants to be number 2.
If you're not fucking first, you're last.
It's not what
Yeah.
I'm saying, but okay.
DW is right there at number 1.
Yeah.
He holds that spot. Until someone else can prove any of us otherwise.
Right. Hey, Phil's well on his way.
I think he only listened to the first episode.
Oh, jeez.
He's got some catching up to do.
He's got some catching up to do.
How
He's
many
got some
episodes we have
commutes.
by now?
This is number 10.
Wow.
And we didn't do anything fucking special?
We had BGT, JFF.
That's pretty special.
That's pretty special.
Okay.
I guess Brennan did talk a lot. That is something to be special about, I guess.
Those
I
are
didn't
always the
hear that
best
one time I
ones.
talked about
Brennan,
the
you're
top, yeah.
special.
Thank you.
You already knew that.
Cool.
The ones where Brennan talks a bunch are always the best ones.
Are they?
Yes.
I agree. Yeah.
100%.
Those and whenever we tell Brady to shut the fuck up.
Listen here.
Oh, jeez. So this has
So
to be
this
like.
has to be like our best episode yet.
Yeah. So
By that
we're.
logic.
I mean, we're breaking down the walls with this episode. Our 10th episode. We talking a lot.
I know him.
Tell Brady shut the fuck up. Man, this episode is fucking lit. Off the hook.
I remember the first
A
time
shizzle
I heard you say the word lit. Like that was for a guy
Litty.
that only at the time listened to country music. When I heard you say lit, I was like, why? Why did
So-
you just do that?
Does that mean if you listen to this episode of this podcast every day, it would mean every day is lit?
You know,
Nah.
there's a song called that, right?
That was a joke.
Nah.
But
I am Alex.
You're so
I'm bad
funny,
at jokes.
Alex. You're so funny. Oh, that was a knee slapper.
Oh, that's terrible.
That was a knee slapper.
And the humor comes when you guys banner me or whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't care anymore.
Right, this episode is
disrespecting your
kind
wife?
of.
Yeah, sure.
This episode's kind of going off the rails. You guys
Oh,
got
yeah.
anything else you want to talk about, or
There's a new post on Instagram and Twitter.
so it'll
Oh,
be
okay. So,
a week old when people listen to this.
Well, yes.
So you guys go check that week old post that we posted if you haven't seen it already.
Sav, what's our Twitter handle and Instagram?
They are both BL Hooligans.
At BL Hooligans
At BL Hooligans.
on
My
Instagram.
bad.
and Twitter.
And then our YouTube's just borderline hooligans, right?
Correct.
Oh yeah, we
I
have
mean,
a
you
YouTube
could
as
Google
well.
just borderline hooligan, not Google. Search it and it would.
There are any fans out there that are like curious about what we think about certain topics, feel free to direct message both those accounts, and if we like it, we might talk about it.
And if we find it hot, you'll get a yes, daddy.
Once again, the slapping him thing.
It's going to be
And-
okay. Here's the weird part,
and
it's
a very
not coming from
vigorous-
Alex because Alex does not control our social media.
And I
Sav
will not
does.
be saying yes, daddy, to anyone.
She
Perfect.
doesn't
Not
even
even
say it to
Aaron.
me.
Whoa!
So if she says it to you, we're fucking fighting.
Okay,
And
so
if you make me break my goddamn PlayStation controller, you owe me money.
okay, but I do have access to the Twitter, so just if you want a yes, daddy on Twitter, I'll give you that.
Can we just get a random tweet out right now? Yes, daddy.
I got you.
And then
Bet.
people later on could figure out what the hell that means.
I mean, you guys will see it, and next week, or as you're listening this
You be
week,
careful what you're doing over there.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm trying.
My tweet was sent.
That was quick.
How
You're
did-
good at what you do.
How did you?
All right, so I think that wraps it up for this episode. So
Okay.
on that
So we
note,
got to roll.
Well, we got to do dice.
Yeah, we got to roll.
Forgot
yes.
about that. I hope Brennan gets another 20.
That'd be
I
sweet.
I hope Aaron gets a 20.
Did someone hit me
Aaron,
in
you
my
are the
face?
20
Where
king.
they at?
It should be over there by
It's
you.
right there.
Right there. Right there.
What's
There's your
between the
doodah.
keyboards?
Alrighty, you boys ready?
Fuck no.
Oi! Pick it back up.
I'm sorry. I had a big number. If you want me to roll again, sure.
3, 2, 1, roll. Ah, shit.
I got a lower number than last time.
I can see
Uh-oh.
what that is.
Reroll since it's
Uh-oh.
on the fucking floor. I got a 3.
Brady's up.
I got it. I got a 13. Wow,
I got 8.
That's not.
not very high, really.
No.
We just all rolled low.
Damn.
Get fucked, Brady.
All right, so Brady will be doing the intro next episode.
Better write that down on your note sheet, bud, so you don't forget.
I think I wrote it down one time and like just left it on there. I think it was just like I wrote me next time or something. Thought I had written down somewhere.
Did I just see a list of all the new hentai porns you
Really?
wanted?
Yes!
Brady, why is it covering the entire fucking page?
Alrighty.
All right,
What the
so I
fuck
think
was
that that's it for this episode. And on that note,
Bye. Aaron, you dumb fuck, say bye. Bye.
Adios, motherfuckers.